Alright, we should be live. I'm actually gonna head into a party real quick. So things. Alright. We should be live. Welcome everyone. See, there's someone already in the chat. Welcome. Got it from the YouTube notification. I haven't even put it in chat yet. Putting to Gran Turismo chat as well. Hello, Colin. How is everyone doing? And whilst we wait for everyone, can everyone hear me loud and clear as well? Am I too loud? All right, just going through a couple of things in the chat. You good? Right, my things are just fine. That's beautiful. All right, hope everyone is doing all right today. Cause I'm looking forward to this. I am looking forward to this first race of a new season. Tier 2 getting underway first. Well, everyone did their race last night, but I'm the first one to do post-coms anyway. Interesting call. I'm just saying this now. That's a very interesting call we've got on the grid at this point in time, and I haven't even been able to look anything yet. Bearing in mind, we don't get to watch qualifying on these streams, so we don't know what's coming. So that's going to be a very interesting call from Polito here. But yeah, welcome everyone. First round of season 17. I'm coming off a high because I won my race last night. Let's see how Tier 2 fared around the same track. I know, right? It feels good to say that I could win a race. Because I haven't been able to do that in 2 years. 2 whole calendar years. That's why it feels so good. I only took 135 races and 9 seasons to the dot. It's fine. So if that doesn't happen again. I am apparently knocking over bottles today. Give it a couple minutes just for people to get in and join us, and then we'll get going properly here for the sprint at Austria. 11 laps all around the Red Bull Ring here, and then 27 for the feature race as well. And given the fact that I was in the party with Mortal last night, I feel like this might be a little bit longer than the rest of the comms that we're going to have throughout the week. And potentially throughout the season as well, for that matter. Because this, yeah, it sounds like there has been a lot of rain in this session. in this thing overall, which is fairly interesting to start the season off. That's a certain. But yeah, we're just gonna give it an extra minute. We'll run through the grid. Just gone to actually just past 5 minutes, so we'll get going now. Actually, let's run through the grid real quick and see who is on what. So Polito and actually their cards, because it's the start of a new season. So we'll run through the grid as a whole. We will put. I've got the driver's name down the side, so we'll just put the car names on for now, so we know who is in what vehicle this season. So we've got Polito on pole on the intermediates in the M6, followed by Otto in the Audi. He starts on soft in second, will take the lead fairly quickly. Taz in third in the Genesis, also on the soft, with Anonyma there in fourth, teammates with Taz. So that's an all Genesis second row. Then you got Tap in fifth, which is he's in an Alpha. That Alpha gets a very, very good start, by the way, and it's a very good car around here. Scotty is in sixth. I think that is a Lexus. It is. It's very difficult because the sun is glaring on the logo in front of the car, and that white text is on a white background, makes it difficult to see it. Mortal is in seventh. He is in a Ford GT race car 18. Eighth is Jill's, the other teammate from Tap, so he's in the Alpha. Everyone else has started on the soft tires up to this point, apart from Polito, by the way. Prime Colin ninth, also on soft in the BMW. Astro in 10th. I believe that's a Ferrari 458. On soft for Higgsy in the other Lexus as well. CMP also on soft in 12th. He's one that we expected to be a lot higher than that. Then you got Asseldor in 13th in the other Audi. His teammate is in second, so I'm not entirely sure what happened to Asseldor in this qualifying session. And then we have both the Mazdas at 14 and 15. Not entirely sure why we were only running 15 here. I'm pretty sure there was a reserve he probably could have asked. But yeah. Alright, with that being said, Polito obviously thinks he knows something everyone else doesn't. We will go back. No, we're not taking race photos. We will go back to putting the display the driver name so it makes it easier on me for the rest of the night. Turn 1's going to be Carnage, so we probably might just start with this camera angle from the back, and that is a lot of glare, Jesus. Go from those for now and then try and switch around when it comes to the heading into turn 1. But let's get going. 11 laps in the sprint here at Austria, the Red Bull Ring, and it's 5 red lights. And for the first time this season, it's lights out and away we go. Otto obviously getting to the lead straight away because Polito started on the intermediate tyre. There's Tap as well with one of the Genesis on the outside trying to make his way around. Oh, we've had a little bit of a ding straight away there with Otto hitting the inside curb. And I think he may have tagged the inside wall as well, but Tap currently has the lead of the race. Polito drops to third. He's still side by side here. We're going to go to kind of chase cam because I want to see what happens down into turn 1. Tap still in the lead of this race after his antics into turn 1 takes the lead. And there you go, side by side now between Otto and Taz as well. And Polito has done an exceptional job in these first couple of corners, by the way. Let's see how it's happening. Immortal drop down a position further back. And then we've also got CMP and Scotty. As CMP looks to go around the outside, try and follow his teammate through the hole. Will do it. He's got 9th at the moment. Will he get 8th? Tap is in the lead. Polito just dropped all the way down to 5th. CMP got 8th for a split second and then slipped out. Jill takes 8th off of him for a split second, who goes far too deep, and now CMP will take 8th. Jill drops down to 10th. We've got Anonyma and Polito now fighting it, but Polito, starting on the intermediate tyres, very clearly knows something that's about to happen. Otto goes very wide in the foreground there. Slides his car, is in a little bit of trouble now. Might be a penalty that comes his way as well. Tap and Taz are going effectively side by side into turn 1. The Alpha should still have the advantage, and does still have the advantage into turn 1. Mortal doesn't go for it. Polito's getting a little bit into it now with Anonymous and CMP. Jill's getting a little bit sidetracked out of turn 1 in 10th still. He might be down in 11th now, because I think that is, well, actually he was fighting for 11th anyway, because Primecall and Asseldor are going by. As they head down into turn 3 themselves. Primecall around the outside, but the Lexus still doing enough on the inside to hold position. Holds firm right now. Jill's has got a better accelerating car as well. Might be able to put a little bit of the foot down here against the M6. A lot of fighting. They go a little bit further forward. CMP on the inside of Polito, and again, Polito is struggling because he is on intermediate tires, and that ground is warm. It will be ripping those tires up right now. You can tell by the difference in his tire wear to the rest of the group. He's gone back to the inside of CMP. He doesn't get it. Now Scotty's right on the back of him. Everyone in the back here in a little bit of a group. The front of the grid still effectively as they were. Tap is now in 3rd. Taz has taken the lead, and Astro has taken 2nd. The Ferrari is starting to make their way through. CMP went from 13th to 7th. Astro's into 2nd place now as well. As this is the first couple of laps of the season. It is still very, very dry here at Austria. Which makes me curious as to if and when the rain is coming. Mortal tried that on auto for a split second. Anonymous got a half-second penalty in the background. Nothing really going to happen, I don't think, down the main straight here. As they head through turn 2 now, and then down into turn 3, or should I say up into turn 3 into the top of the hill. Mortal doesn't really have to defend, doesn't really go after auto either, so he's just stuck in the middle. CMP is right up on the back here. Polito is dropped all the way to 10th. Gilles and Scotty have both gone by. I think it may have been, well, way too soon to tell, but if that rain is going to have to come soon if Polito's going to get a good job out of this. Higgsy's the next car up. We've got Asseldor and Primecall. They're fighting down into turn 4, and it's advantage Asseldor. And I think it might be advantage Denz as well here, because Denz is now going to follow through the hole created by Asseldor for 13. Goes side by side with the M6. Does not get it. Might have gone a little bit too wide. It is not a good start for the Mazdas today. Oh, Higgsy's getting a little bit sidetracked there, as it looks like Asseldor's going to go down his inside. Doesn't really take much of an effort to get that one to work. Asseldor's next car in sight is Polito. That intermediate tyre, it's a gamble, that's a certain. But if he can get it, oh, that looked a little bit dodgy there from the M6. It didn't look much better from the Audi either. We head down into turn 1. Now I'm focusing an awful lot on the back, and I'm very interested on how the intermediates are working here. Here comes Asseldor to the inside of turn 1. Gets it. Gets on Polito. Didn't really make it look too difficult either. He definitely took a lot of curb, managed to make it stick, and did well doing so. Higgsy's the next car up for Polito here. Something just happened. Astro. Oh, Astro just DC'd. I think Astro just DC'd. Oh, he did. Oh, that sucks. That sucks a lot. He was fighting there. He's getting Mortal and Auto for 3rd. Mortal on the outside. Never usually the easiest place to overtake on the outside there. Yeah, F for Astro for certain. That is a really rough place to DC. 2nd in the race as well. And we haven't even got anywhere near like towards the end of the race either. He didn't even really get to keep his position, so he'll start the back if he comes back in the time for the feature. Anonymous next man up for Mortal. Mortal goes a little bit deep there. That might open the door right now. Here for the Genesis, who are currently 1 and 5. It's a good start for them. It's starting to get a little bit grey here. And that's the whole cycle where I've been saying prior that Polito knows something the rest of the group may not. That might start to come into effect here if the rain starts falling. Here comes Anonymous on the inside of turn 2 to the outside of turn 3. Mortal still alongside, Mortal still ahead, but a little bit of a switchback happens there. Who's got the better exit? Who's got the better acceleration of the car? It looks like Anonymous should have this. That's because Anonymous will have this as they head down into turn 4. Anonymous on the inside, and we know from prior experience that the inside of turn 4 will be the better line, and Anonymous takes 4th. And it got very dark very quickly. It got very dark very quickly here in Austria. Jordan in 7th right now, and Scotty in 8th. Those two have started to break away from the pack a little bit. Then you've got Asseldor, then Higsy and Prime Call. Polito's all the way down in 12th. He's only beating Denz and Ethan right now, who have got to get it together. It has not started well for the father-son duo at all, and I think Taz has just recognised how dark it's gotten, and everyone is into the pits now. Anonymous and Mortal have stayed out, which is boldly to say at least. It isn't raining yet though. Everyone seems to think that there's rain on the coming, and they went through qualifying, we didn't, so we'll see whether or not that rain is going to fall. Polito is on the intermediate tyres, remember, and he's currently in 5th. He hasn't lost that much time. You can see the difference now. He's half the straight ahead. If the rain does fall, and there's the rain, it is starting to fall now, and we are about to go to intermediate territory. And Polito has pulled a blinder. Polito has pulled a blinder of strategy here. The only issue is he forgot to tell his fucking teammate. Yeah, he forgot to tell his teammate. Should have gone well, he could have had a 1-2 in that scenario. The pit lane was too long. If you knew it was going to rain, I probably wouldn't have stayed. Oh, we got yellow flags! We've got, oh my god, all the track, oh, everyone's off. Everyone's off, Anonymous in the lead. He's in a little bit of grass. Mortal kept his car just a little bit. Oh, Anonymous, oh, and Mortal. Synchronized spinning. Scotty is going about 3 miles an hour, and he's gone as well. And he's trying to go around, and Polito there gets away with the fact that Anonymous Anonymous ghosted. And Polito, with 3 seconds worth of track penalties because of overtaking under yellow flags, is going to take the lead of the race. Mortal has stayed out for some reason. Prime Call has stayed out as well. It doesn't look like it stopped raining. Taz there is the next man up. Scotty's now into the pits. Auto's on intermediate. Tap and CMP. 5, 6, and 7 there as well. Then you've got Jills. I think that's Anonymous. It is. Anonymous stayed out on the to make the same point the 2 earlier. I don't know if it is still raining. That's a very interesting choice if it is. I don't think that track's going to dry out even if it isn't raining now. Tap and CMP. CMP went past Tap there. Didn't really have much of a opportunity to fight back, did the Alpha. It was a short shower, but that's probably long enough to kill it off. Yes, Capel, that is, yes, that makes sense. Even if it is a short shower, look, there you got, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. It's not raining. It's there. Yeah, it's not raining anymore. This is where we got the overtakes happening. We went back because I was trying to find out what happened to everyone. Oh, Mortal just went deep. Yeah, Mortal went deep. Prime Call's not got enough speed, and Taz is just going to go right by. Thank you very much. Takes that every day of the week. There you go. Look at that. Polito up ahead. I think Polito's got 3 seconds, so it might bring him right up in close with Taz. We'll wait and see. Polito should still have this. even if this was a short shower, because it's such a short race, the sprint races that we do here, 11 laps, a short shower is enough to effectively render the entire race an intermediate race. Especially if you can figure it out in qualifying, and it happens in qualifying and you know what the level of the rain actually is going into the sprint. And that shows that Polito was paying attention where everyone else wasn't. Yeah, and you see the track is drying very quickly here. Polito just served his 3-second time penalty. Taz is nowhere near. Here comes CMP. That's Auto, CMP, Mortal. And Mortal got tapped for company, and Primecole's just been overtaken by the Alfa Romeo. And here comes the second of those Alfa Romeos, about to make a move as well, with Asseldor right on the back. The Audi versus the Alfa, heading down toward turn 1. These are both on the intermediate tyres. The graph there, the hydrometer in the bottom corner. Asseldor on the inside, deep, far too deep. That's a penalty coming his way. Surely that's a penalty coming his way. There's no way he's avoided that yet. Only half a second. Sure. Not entirely sure how they've worked that one out. And there goes, I think that's tap on the outside of Mortal. And it looks like Asseldor's going to try and get himself involved as well, as Gilles goes to the inside of Primecole. Gilles gets past Primecole. Asseldor now going to look after, try and get after Mortal. This might drop back below sort of intermediate tyre range in a split second. It might be too late by then though. Asseldor will have to serve his penalty here. Mortal is still trying to exist on this track right now. They have just dropped back into soft range. It might be the point when Mortal starts to come back into this. As of right now, I don't really see a way anyone catches Polito or Taz. They are in the distance right now. Asseldor serves his penalty. Is it going to be enough for Gilles to catch up? The answer is no, it will not be. They're going back a little bit further forward. It seems to be a bit 50-50 right now, whether or not softer the faster tyre, but that exit would definitely prove them more in a good place. Mortal round the outside of Tap. That's not how you do that, Tap. And they look like Mortal with a little bit of a switchback gets him anyway. Mortal overtaking Tap for 5th. Here comes Tap to the inside of turn 3. Still looking for it again, squeezing Mortal out just that little bit. Gets back 5th. That softs can't handle being off the track, that's a certain. And I guess that's one way of defending. Intermediates are now just Auto's now looking for as much wet as he can get. With CMP directly behind him. And they got Polito and Tazu in front of him right now. Still don't really see a way that anyone gets to Polito, even if his tires are halfway worn. He's still got probably a 4 or 5 second gap there. An even bigger one to the rest of the grid. Tap is just heading up against Mortal there, and then Asseldor, Gilles 7th and 8th. A lot of cars right on the back of each other. Higsy and Anonymous for 10th and 11th. Anonymous might be coming back into this now that the softs have drifted off. The softs have come back into play. It looks like we might have topic happening up top. Here we go, Mortal versus Tap again. It doesn't seem to be happening here for Mortal as he goes to try and get Tap. A little bit of a slide from both drivers there. Mortal got straight line speed, but that Alpha has got really good accelerations. They head towards turn 2. Don't really think there's much of anything happening here now into turn 3. Asseldor still ahead of Gilles, behind as well, and then you got Primecole and Higsy, 9th and 10th. Anonymous still in 11th, not really been able to make anything happen on the soft since it came a little bit drier. And this is the point I was making, that track hasn't really dried out enough to make it come swing back. Oh, Gilles just goes straight into the side of Asseldor. somehow, well, that allows a Prime Core to drive through the hole as Prime Core gets up into 8th. Anonymous might finally be going after Higsy, and as soon as I say that, he screws the corner, makes a massive mess of that. About to take the edge, just keep this car on the dry part of the track as much as possible, limit what Anonymous can do. They're still going forward. Prime Core right now on the softs, trying to come back at the intermediate tyres. He just needs to keep off the curbs and he should be fine. The issue is that means he's got to overtake Asador without using any of said curbs, and that becomes a very difficult task when the guy in front of you knows what they're doing. And here comes Prime Core to the inside at turn 1, gets on a curb immediately and gets the move. Prime Core up in the 7th. Oh, finally got Taff, is up in the 5th for good now. Polito just isn't being caught. His tyres might be halfway, but he is not slowing down, and he's half a lap away now from putting himself in the books of the Tier 2 winner. Or the Tier 2 race winner, shall I say. Week 1 would be a great way to start with a win. It's been a rain-laden sprint. He is sliding his way through the end of the lap now. Taz behind him, and Auto CMP not really been able to do anything. Mortal is catching up to the red Ferrari. We've got 2 corners left of this race, and the Italian has led all the way since the rain. Hasn't been caught. Played the long game with the strategy. Started on the intermediates, fell back from 1st to 12th, and has come around the final corner, and there's no stopping him now. He's going to win the first race of the season, and it's Polito taking the flag. Taz gets 2nd, Otto will end on the podium in 3rd, and CMP will get 4th, just about. Immortal in the end. Taff will get 6th, Prime Core 7th, Asador 8th, Jill will get 9th, Anonymous just about ends in the top 10, will start on reverse grid pole. Higsy gets 11th, Dens gets 12th, Ethan gets 13th, and Scotty at the back of the grid. It's not a good day for the Lexus. It's not a good day for the Mazda. Not yet, anyway. All of those guys starting outside of the top 10 in the feature race we're about to go on to. Yeah, he started on the inters. Started on the inters. Dropped from 1st to 12th. The rain started to hit, and that's when he became that's where he hit his zone. And he called it. Paid attention to quali. That's all I can say to that. Takes advantage of it. Wins the first race of the season, and that's a great start from the Italian in the M6. Alright, just as this starts to load up, and then we'll get into the feature race to see if anyone has done anything special here. It looks like we're starting with a little bit of rain. Even though it's going to get it's just starting very dark. Okay, so we're not starting with rain. Mediums on every single car on the grid. No one playing the con game this time. Everyone is going to be on a level playing field. As we start this one off. Just having a look at Discord real quick. And then we'll get going down the grid. So everyone on the medium tyres to start this one. Strategy is somewhere between lap 16 and lap 18. If it is a dry race the whole way through, that when you start to pit off the medium tyres onto the soft, it should be a straightforward medium soft for the entire grid, provided it stays dry. So yeah, let's run through the grid. So Anonymous starts on reverse grid pole, Jill in second, Asador in third. This could be a very interesting front three. Prime Cole in fourth. Ended fairly well in that sprint race. Let's see how you can do in the M6 in the feature. Then Tap in fifth, Mortal sixth, CMP in seventh. I expect a little bit more from him, if I'm completely honest, so far in his Tier 2 debut. But let's see if there's anything in this in the second race for him. Auto in eighth, Taz in ninth, Polito, our first race winner of the season, starting in 10th. Then we got Higgsy in 11th, Denz in 12th, Ethan in 13th, Scotty in 14th, and then Astros made it back. He'll start in 15th when I would say he should have ended second, but at the same time, God knows what would have happened with that rain in the end. The only person who made the right call in that entire race was Polito. He was the only person to get it right. But yeah, right, let's get going here. 27 laps around the Red Bull Ring. With Anonymous leading us off. 3, 2, 1, and it lights out. Away we go for the second race of round 1. Anonymous got a decent gap because the Alpha cannot start in terms of the rolling start. It's awful on the start of the rolling start, but either way, he still stays in second after turn 1. Anonymous gets a little bit of a gap to start with. Then it's Asador, Prime Code. Tap doesn't lose anything out at the moment. CMP is right on the back of Mortal straight away. They look to try and make a move into turn 3. CMP is on the outside against Mortal, who's on the inside. CMP looks like he's not going to get Mortal. He's now in a fight for Mortal. Someone's had a bit of an issue there. We'll go and have a little quick look at what happened to Taz. Oh, he just tagged CMP. He tagged CMP and then tried to come back on the track. He wasn't given any space because he was already all the way off and he wasn't entitled to it. That will do it. That's a certain. Yeah, drops Taz down a position down into 10th. Here comes Polito. So looking around the Audi on the outside here. Doesn't get it. That acceleration on the inside line out of turn 4 was pretty good. Enough to keep the position there. It looks like Taz tags the back of Auto here as well, and it gives him a little bit of help, but Taz has a little bit of a slide down turn 6. Turn 7, oh, couple of cars in front, getting a bit untidy. Higgsy and Polito, who are 9th and 10th right now, getting a bit untidy through 7. Everyone buying through 8 into 9. We go. 10 corner track, remember, at the Red Bull Ring. Looks like nothing really happening out of the final corner here. Astro in 13th already, and the father-son duo in Tier 2 here. First time we've ever had a father-son duo in ALR on the same team, and it is not going well. That Mazda has not given them any sorts of hopes whatsoever as we start this one. Here comes Polito fighting back against Auto again. We saw this on lap 1. Is he going to go to the inside this time? Would make sense if he did. He's put his car there, Mortal all the way on the outside for some reason, but Auto's acceleration again keeps him in front of the sprint winner. Mortal drops to 7th, so CMP now into 6th, then it's Tap in 5th, Prime Call in 4th, Asador, Jills and Anonymous. Nothing really has changed at the front through the first 2 laps of this race, and it is still very dark in Styria here. Anonymous still taking advantage of the situation that he has right now. We got Asador there as well. Oh, that might be a penalty. I don't know if that had gone a little bit too deep there. It is. It's a second penalty. I had a funny feeling that would be the case. Oh, it's been overtaken by Polito now. Oh, Polito's got a second penalty. I'm not entirely sure where this has happened. Let's go back. So he's got him into turn 4. Let's see if we can spot the penalties here. Mortals was on turn 8, sorry. Although they exited turn 7, beginning of turn 8. I'm guessing that means Polito did the same. Yep, Polito did the same. Yep. Ouch. Oh, well, if you're loving that. That's 2-3 positions on the next lap, as long as you can keep yourself close enough Oh, Tad's going a bit deep there. He's been a little bit tagged as well by Higgsy, but nothing really happened out of that. A couple of drivers getting away with it there. Scotty already up into 12th, Astro into 13th, and the Mazda boys are already left in the dust. Penalties are starting to catch up with people already. Don't think the first two are starting to get away. Oh, something happened there. Not entirely sure who to. Go down the list. Tad got on set. Oh, CMP span! CMP span it on turn 1. The exit didn't treat him kindly. Oh, that's not good news for CMP. His start to tier 2 has not been a very prolific one. Looks like Polito and Mortal still have that second penalty. They'll serve it on this lap. We'll see if anything is going to come from that. You expect them both to be lost, to lose out here. And we're actually going to go to the front and skip back 10 seconds. So I want to see how this happened. For the very lead of the race, Anonymous on the outside, Jill on the inside. That Audi late braking is incredible. And he just sends it to the inside. Anonymous couldn't really do anything to defend that. Jill's had that from the beginning of the straight. He got alongside. Limited Anonymous options early, and that's how you take the lead of the race, that's for certain. Make it look easy. Anonymous will fight back though. That Genesis is very quick in a straight line. We're just going over the penalty line now. We will take a look and see what's happened in Mortal and Polito in particular. There goes Auto. We'll look behind. Is there going to be any penalties, any other places lost? No, there is not. Taz is not close enough yet because he's not going to get close enough now. Pretty sure that's going to tack a half second on. Yeah, oh, it's 1.5 seconds. That is slightly egregious, but yeah, I'm not too surprised. You can tell he was well over the line. It wasn't really debatable, the penalty. I think Polito might be getting another one for good measure. Oh, it looks like Polito may have saved himself there. Immortal's going to go and try and get him now. Polito's up in the 7th at this point in time. These three right behind each other. And it looks like Polito's going to stay in front for now. I'd assume that next week at Tokyo, Mortal and company are going to be very, very hard to beat. Mortal and Elliot are going to be very hard to beat, that's certain. Let's have a look though forward. Tap's still behind Prime Cole. Nothing's really changed there. Jill just started to build a little bit of a gap on Anonymous as well. Further back, 1.5 second penalty happening there. And then, oh, Higgsy get a little bit out of sorts with Astra on the inside. And the Ferrari is going to take that every day of the week. He'll take that position. Up in a 10th he goes. Penalty now being served by Taz. Oh, we're getting a little bit, almost 3 wide there. Thankfully, Taz ghosted. Astro's made a meal of that. And here comes Higgsy to the inside. Higgsy's going to have this. Yeah, Astro made an absolute meal of that. He's going to be under fire from Scotty now as well. Astro getting, well, 2v1'd. Higgsy coming through to help his teammate. Scotty now on the inside of the head into turn 1. Oh, and Astro turning over the nose a little bit there on the Lexus, and he's managed to hold on to his 10th place of the result, but he's also got a penalty for running wide. Here comes Taz to the inside out of nowhere, and Taz takes them both for a split second, and it looks like the Ferrari's got a good enough exit to hold on to 10th for 3 corners until he takes his penalty. What a move there from Taz though down the straight. We're going to go on to this to get a good camera angle of Taz now going to the inside of Astro in the 4. And I guess what you can do, I can do better as well with Taz. Just a little bit of a squeeze there on the exit of 4, gets that move done and moves up in the 10th. Here comes Astro to fight it back immediately on the inside of 6. We head to 7. Astro's got the inside line again. Astro's going to have it for literally a split second, because out of turn 8 is the penalty line, and Astro will then surrender about 4 positions. Up all the way back. Taz gets a little bit of breathing room now as well. And there you go, that's Astro all the way down into 14th. So it's a Ferrari last and second last right now. And then the Mazda, the two following in front. Here comes the Lexus following, trying to race against the Genesis here. He's going to the inside in turn 1, not alongside. It's not the greatest idea, but he's trying to potentially scare Taz into making a mistake. It may have worked ever so slightly there. Out of turn 1, he definitely got a better exit, but he hasn't got enough straight line speed to match the Genesis, which means the Genesis is going to hang on. We head into turn 2, turn 3, and oh, that is a nightmare corner for Taz. And whether or not he scared him out of turn 1, he definitely scared him enough out of turn 3. Taz made a meal out of that. Which means that Scotty's up in the 10th now. Mortal's in 8th ahead of Higgsy. We've got Polito right there with Auto and Tap. Those front 6 really haven't done an awful lot. Anonymous has also got back into the lead of this race against Gilles. Vasseldorf still in 3rd, Prime Call still in 4th, and Tap still in 5th as they started. Kind of split into 3 different groups here. We've got front 7, sorry, with Polito. Then you've got a group of 2, Mortal and I think that's Higgsy in 9th. And then the rest of the grid is split. There is grouped up at the back. Well, look like we've had much of anything there. Tap has a bit of a mare coming out the final corner. Polito might be in a good, well, not Polito, sorry, Auto might be in a good shot for an overtake here. Doesn't try into turn 1. Oh, he might not get to try into turn 3 either, because he just made a meal of that exit. Tap should be able to hang on. It's got a better braking car as well. Tap will hang on into turn 3. Is he going to hang on through to turn 4 though? That's the real question. We head down, well, the final long straight here in Austria on the lap. Auto's going to look to the inside. Tap goes a little bit deep. Auto might get a good enough exit. No, he will not. Tap will hold on to 5th for now. Polito's right on the back of those two. Higsy's now ahead of Mortal. Mortal's not having a nice time whatsoever. Scotty's still in 10th. Astro in 11th. Den in 12th. Ethan in 13th. CMP in 14th. As Taz has dropped to the back of the grid entirely. As he is tailed off of the back of the grid now. He is only assuming he's spanned. Let's see. Yeah, the Ferrari boys are not last and second last anymore. Anonymous in the pits. We have rain. There's no clear sign of that than right now. And some of them have potentially learned a lesson from the very first race of the season. The real question is, how long is this going to be for? It hasn't quite hit intermediate weather. Oh, the guys have pit. They might have got this wrong. It's raining again. It stopped for a split second. It rained again. It's now fading in and out. We now have hit intermediate weather, but it isn't very strong. I don't really know if that was a pit stop worthwhile. Obviously, the feature strategy is a lot less predictable on a track like this where it can rain than the sprint strategy is, because if you see rain effectively, it's all on to the intermediates if you think it's going to hit that third mark on the hydrometer. It's barely touching it now. This is not undrivable for soft tires in the slightest, so I think there may have been an issue, a mistake here from the two guys that just pit. Unless there's more rain on the way. Obviously, we do not have privy to that, because I guess there is more rain on the way. That is a lot of drivers heading in at the same time. In comes Polito. The front 3 stayed out. Auto's not really. Auto's into the pits now as well. Tap in. Mortal in. Higgsy stayed out. Where's this extra rain? Where is the extra rain going to be here? Yeah, fuel is going to play a massive part of this if they stay on in us to the end. I don't think they will. There's a little bit more rain just fading into shot there. You can see it just tapping the ground now as well. Bouncing up and over, and yeah, the Alpha you won't be able to go to the end from here either. The Alpha, if you can do 18 laps on the Alpha, then fair play to you. That looked like a lot of rain. It just hit all at once. It's starting to come up over the third mark now. We might just be in intermediate territory properly. They're going to get a lot more pace out of those inters than they are the slicks now. That rain is coming down rather heavily. Into the front. Oh, Assador's round. Assador's round. Assador hit the lead of the race for a split second. Gilles must have made a mistake or two. Assador went deep. Still deep. Trying to fix it. He got on the curb, oh, and he spun the opposite way, and Gilles survived as well for now. Prime Cole also goes, trying to put the throttle down out of the corner. Here comes Higgsy, also goes, trying to get the throttle down out of the corner. God, someone should learn them to put traction control on right about now. Here comes Dens on the medium tyres, who has clearly learned the lesson they did not. Gilles is in the pits. Well, you'd be absolutely insane not to pit now. Astro into the pits as well. Prime Code got damage. Higgsy's got damage. Higgsy can barely get his car straight. Anonymous out right now. Anonymous about to take the lead of the race. There's Scotty there as well. Scotty on intermediate tyres getting a little bit of a slide there. Everyone choosing to go full fuel as they should. Try and get to the end from here. It does mean that Anonymous is going to take the lead of this race for a split second, but he's fucked turn one. And Scotty didn't really do much either. And out comes the rest of the group. Polito up in the third. Tap is out. Gilles is out. Otto is out. Then the two Alphas have had a blind of a pit stop. I'm not entirely sure why Tap's on half fuel. I think Tap is convinced he won't be able to make it to the anthem here. If he can't, then he's going to have to pray this goes dry again. Here comes Gilles on the inside there. Gilles is now going after Polito. Is he going to be able to get him to the inside of turn 4? Gilles backs out. Could have been a bit more aggressive than that, honestly. Instead of coming on and off the gas pedal, the brake pedal, sorry, the entire time. Maybe a little bit too cautious, and Tap's got back in front of him now. Oh, Polito going a little bit deep there into turn 7. Scotty and Polito on the inside. Oh, that's a move. That is a move right there. It's ballsy to go on the curb with this kind of level of rain and put all the throttle down. But Polito's done it well. Polito's got the move, and he's up in the first. Scotty and I think Anonymous just got caught sleeping at the wheel there. They're too scared. They need to get themselves a little bit more, maybe a little bit of traction control in then. Here comes Anonymous back into turn 1, almost colliding straight into Polito for good measure. And in doing so, has given Polito a couple of seconds lead. Polito is up in the distance there now. He's got the breakaway he needs. He might be about to become a double race winner here in Tier 2. And Tap is up in a second as well. Tap's got a lot less fuel than the rest of the group though. So Tap is hoping that this goes dry again at some point. There you go, down into turn 4 there. Polito's line is a bit questionable. He has still made it fairly well. He did lose time though. Right further back, Scotty's in 4th, Anonymous in 3rd. These two, again, caught a little bit too sleeping there, I think, from Tap and Polito. Gilles is currently in 5th, not really been able to make the same kind of move. I think they kind of got widened up after the shock. I've seen a couple of cars on the left, on the right hand side. Auto's right here as well. Here we go, down and out of the final corner here. Yeah, he's using the wet line. He is. He's doing it fairly well. As we go into turn 1 here. Anonymous might be starting to fight it back. He isn't going to be able to get the move on Tap though. Tap's going to hold on for now. Here comes Anonymous trying to fight it back again as we go down through turn 2. Scotty is also trying to follow through a hole that might be about to open up. He's also gotten the inside. We're going to go 3 wide here. Tap's gone late on the brakes. Gets it. A little bit of a tap there from Jill. Oh no, that's actually Taz. Taz is here. I'm not entirely sure where Taz has come from. He's up in the 5th. He was 15th a minute ago. Blind of a strategy from him right now. Oh, he almost hit his own teammate. He caught his own teammate there, Taz. Luckily, Anonymous hasn't really lost anything out of it. Just the gap that opened up to Tap and Scotty. That almost became disastrous. Taz is now going to go to the inside of his own teammate. And Taz has got him. Anonymous needs to wake up. He's now lost out to Jill as well. Right behind now as well. We go down into turn 7. Polito's got a gap now. Tap has been overtaken by Scotty. Scotty's in second, and while Scotty woke up, Anonymous clearly hasn't. A little bit of a slide there by Scotty. He might have just kept that from a penalty. He always looked deep. But Polito has broken a gap. And we saw this in the first race as well. We got to intermediates and Polito said bye-bye immediately. The strategy called on that M6 have been immaculate so far. Jilled it up into 3rd. We're going to go back, see what happened here. Taz drops down behind the Alpha, and Tap has gone far too wide. As Jill's is just going to take that inside line, using the wet part of the track as well to get himself in front of his teammates. Up in the 3rd goes the Alfa Romeo. We've got 2 Alfa Romeos in the top 6 and 2 Genesis in the top 6 as well. Dender's in 7th, by the way. Dender's pulling up a good one right now as well. Now, it doesn't really seem to have pace, which is his issue at the moment. Anonymous looking to the inside. It will go, yeah, that's what I was thinking. It might go dry sooner rather than later. This track is drying up. It's drying up slowly, which is the interesting conundrum that these drivers are going to have to kind of roll into in a minute. That might be a little deep. I don't know if that's a penalty for Dens. It isn't a penalty for Dens. He's managed to get away with that. Right, so let's see if he can get anything on Anonymous here, who has got to find another level. Right now he's floundering in the middle of the park here. Polishman in the Genesis is starting exceptionally well. Isn't really finishing the job. You're on the auto behind right now. Mazda looking for it. Doesn't quite get it into turn 1. Interesting choice that nobody's using the curb right now. Auto might have gone a little bit deep there on the exit of the turn. Asador is currently in 9th, Mortal in 10th, but yeah, I thought so. Auto just picked up a 2nd for his troubles. Astro is off of his tyres. Is that a medium tyre going on? No? It's another set of idiots? Oh no, it is a medium. Okay. There you go, he's finally got it fixed. It is a medium tyre, he's got to get on real quick. There you go. He's got off the wet line. Let's see what he can do on mediums then. Higgsy also on mediums as well now. So they've got to avoid the curves for a while. Ethan is on intermediates and he is struggling. Prime Cole on intermediate still, in 12th, has not really replicated what he was able to do in the early parts of this race and in the sprint as well. He held good positions for a long time. Auto dropped all the way down to 10th right now. Mortal there, Astrodor there, both gone by him in this lap. We've got an interesting move happening earlier on as well. Mortal is now on the wet line. Auto has moved off the racing line to serve his second penalty. CMP has gone by. We're going to go a little bit further forward. Anonyma has come off of his tyres and Astrodor's followed him. Astrodor's seen it late and has followed him into the pits. So people are going to start to come off the intermediates now. Which now makes things very interesting. Because it's debatable if you could go to the end on softs. So I guess people are going to go back to the mediums for the rest of the race. Bearing in mind, if you used intermediate tyres on the wet track, then the 2-tyre compound rule that we usually have in ALR disappears. Everyone now has free reign on what tyres they can drive on till the end of this race. So I assume it's medium tyres going on everyone's car. Well, everyone who's pitting's car. Then they're trying quite aggressively ahead tap. Now he's going to go to the outside of turn 4, which is an interesting choice. Oh, it might be a bit too deep. It might be way too deep. And in comes Mortal, who gets them both. Mortal gets the corner right. Tap does not trying to defend from Dens, who also made an absolute mess of it. And Mortal picks up the pieces. You got Taz in front here as well. His intermediates are dead. There's got to be a pit stop coming his way in this lap here. He's not going to make it another lap on these inters. Definitely not going to make it. Oh, he barely can even make the corner. Oh, there goes Mortal to the inside of the pit lane. And Mortal is just giving no f***s about anybody. We're gonna have to have another look at this. Look at that, gets it done. Nice little move. Mortal gets Tap and company after the Milwaukee on the last lap, and now he gets Taz into the pits as well. Jill's into the pits, Polito into the pits. Otto is still on intermediate tyres. Denz is still on intermediate tyres. CMP has stayed out and maybe come together with Denz, I think. Headed down into turn 1. I think he may have... Yeah, he has. He just tagged him a little bit. I don't know if CMP would get away with that. That was reported. It is a small tap, but it's still enough to give Denz 2 positions away. Here comes Otto looking to the inside of that Ferrari now. Gonna go late. Gonna get on the brakes as well. Switchback potentially there for CMP. Who's getting the better exit? It's the Ferrari. And the switchback is complete. Scotty is about to come to the pit lane. Be very surprised if there's not a pit stop coming for him this lap. Scotty... Oh, he's not. That's someone being right at the back. That's my apologies. Scotty is about to come to the pit lane now. He's rounding through turn 7. Yeah, he's pitting this lap. No question about it. The real question is whether or not these cars have the tyres now at the front to go 11 laps. If I was in the Alpha and was in this position, I would be going to the end 100% on softs. Might be one of the only cars that can do it. To be honest with you, with the fact that it's wet, I would have been tempted to do it from a couple of laps prior. Maybe lap 15? Might seem doable with wet tire with a wet track. Honestly. Polito is now in a very good position, by the way. Polito's got advantage. Oh, almost cursed him immediately. Almost cursed him on the spot there. That was almost incredibly impressive how looks like that. How he almost binned that immediately! And we can hear the tyre screeching behind. Someone's got too much curb. I think it's Asador. Oh, yes, he has. Far too much curb. That car's not gonna respond well to that amount of wet curb. And you can see that now he's off the track. He's gonna have to do very well, very slowly now to get back onto the track in a safe manner. Also, Mortal might have had a bit of an issue here as well. He has spat it as well. There's Auto. And there's Scotty coming out the pits and does the exact same thing, almost to a T, as what Asador did there. Tap is on the medium tyres, must have had a bit of an issue himself. Tap gonna go to the inside of turn 2 on Mortal. Fair play to that. Is he gonna have enough time to go after Asador? Nope, Asador back up and running. Got to avoid the curbs at all costs now. I am very intrigued that absolutely nobody... Oh, that didn't look good. I want to put it out there. Absolutely nobody. Oh, Anonymous has gone into that a little bit too hard-headed. And now he's on the wet part of the track as well. There goes Astro, sorry. Up in a 5th he goes. He's had a fly of a recovery race here. Asador's off the track. So Asador doesn't count. In comes Dan and CMP. Those two have to be going softs. Nobody at the front here went soft, so I would have been very intrigued, especially the Alphas. I know the Alphas can do 16. I know for a fact the Alphas can do it from 16 because I did it yesterday and won the race. I could have gone another, realistically, on drives the entire way. So I would have been very surprised if 15 wasn't doable on the wet here, and the Alpha in particular. No, Sky's on the softs. Auto's on the softs. These guys pitted a little bit later and did come out on the softs, which does make sense. See how those tyres fare. Here, it would give us a better indication of where everyone else is. Oh, Astro! Oh, as soon as I started praising him, he'd gone too far, and he's the wrong way round on the track. Anonymous takes 3rd. Astro, yep, slides his car, yep. Yeah, now he's done nothing. He's done well to get that onto the dry track there and get himself back on without much issues. Tap has got 6 seconds worth of penalties. What has happened here? What has happened here? So it looked like a couple of people coming out. It looked like CMP's not had a fun time there on the exit of the pit lane. Not entirely sure what has happened behind. There's CMP. Oh, there's the yellow flag, and Tap is too late. Tap is far too late. Oh, he only overtook him twice. Yep. That will do it. That will do it. Ouch. Yeah, it's going to do that for every single day of the week. You can't... Oh, that is unfortunate for Tap. He just got caught up. He saw the move he wanted to make. He could have had it. Knew he was going to get it. He didn't really time that too well with the yellow flag. That was coming at the end of the straight there. Astro causing Tap 6 seconds worth of penalties is crazy. Oh, that's perfectly timed cuts. I think that's what we can put that under. What has happened here, boys? Oh, Auto. Oh, Auto. That is too much curb at the moment, man. That looks like a bit too much curb here for Scotty as well. He's got himself enough downforce on that car by the looks of things to keep it together. Oh, the front 3 are gone. This race has got very different all of a sudden. Here comes Prime Colt. on CMP. Has CMP had an issue here? It looked like he definitely did there. Oh, he definitely had an issue. Slid his car all the way through the final corner, and that'll give it that to the M6 every single day of the week. Prime call up in the 7th. Another driver currently doing a recovery drive. This race is definitely an outlier though, in terms of things. We won't really get a clear answer of how Tier 2 actually looked until next week at Tokyo, which, funny enough, can also rain. So no one's 3 from the rain. Now what is going on in front? What on earth is you doing, TMP? What has happened here? Oh, he's gone on the... Oh, he broke on the curb. You see that happening from a mile away. Yep, he broke on the curb. That's going to do it. That is definitely going to do it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and he spun the wrong way around again. 4, 5. There should be 6. And it is 6 there. 6 positions lost on what was maybe a couple of pixels onto... Oh, pixie, that's not the racing line. But yeah, that was just a couple of pixels onto the track, onto the wet curb there. That is incredibly unfortunate. Denz is for some reason driving. Why is Denz driving on the wet line? Are you okay, Denz? Are you okay? You are on softs, right? You are where you're on softs. You're meant to be driving on the dry stuff. Ethan also not having a good time in the slightest either. Here comes Taz and Tap. They're fighting for the final stop in the top 10. Anonymous has got past Jill, so Jill must have had an issue somewhere as well. Taz playing it hard and fast there with the curb on the outside. Tap is playing hard and fast on the exit of turn 1, and Taz will take that because you can't get the exit speed on the wet curb here on soft tyres. Oh, on medium tyres, either on slicks of the whole is the appropriate end to that sentence. Assador Immortal going at it here as well. Assador's tyres look a little bit messy, given the fact he's only been on them for 4 or 5 laps. Maybe the Alpha just has really good tyre wear. It's really intriguing to see who can and can't navigate their way around this track when it's got a white line and a dry line here. That's the interesting thing to me. Oh, you screwed. Oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense. No, you're ending nowhere then. Might be a bit forced to do his stop now. I'd say that might be a little bit too much on the curb. The Audi does have bad tyre wear, yeah. I have figured that out. Mortal there in 9th. Prime calling 7th up the road. Scotty, Astro, Auto all fighting for 4th right now. The top 3 have a little bit of a gap to each other right now. We'll look further up. And then it's Anonymous and Polito. And then you can see I think that's 15th there. Yep, Ethan in the background of the shot. Polito might be about to come up a lap. One of the Mazda boys in this lobby. Polito hasn't really been touched since the rain hit, honestly. Got away early in the rain and then hasn't really been pegged back in any way, shape or form. All this is now, you don't even have to have pace, you just have to have survival instincts. Yeah, it should be on that dry stuff regardless of what happens now. Survival will get you probably a top 5 finish if you're in this top 5 already. Oh, that didn't look too great there from Jill. It's again too much curb. It's not a dry track. Not a dry curb. It's not dry on the outside the racing line anyway. Can't get too cute at the end of this race. Auto defending now from Astro here. Astro gets a good, gets a good entrance. Not so great exit. Because one person who did get a great exit is Scotty, who's looking to the outside of turn 2 to try and overtake the Ferrari. He needs to get off that wet line, or this is going to go badly. Astro's got a bit too deep. Scotty's actually gone deep as well for measure. And Scotty using the kind of the Ferrari as a bump pad. The way to get all the speed down, gets himself in front. Not necessarily as a brake, but still a way to guide his car through. They both did screw up that turn 3 though. Auto there as well. Just doing enough for 4th right now. Oh, Astro, that's a bit too dangerous. You're going to the inside of 6. That curb's not nice to you in the dry. It's certainly isn't going to be dry to nice to you in the wet. This is the only battle we've got left on track. Everyone else is far spread out. Astro again! Someone needs to get in his ear real quick. I am not entirely sure why Auto's going on the wet. Seems like an interesting strategy to try and break the toe. Also not entirely sure why Scotty would follow him, to be honest with you. This dry line would be pivotal over anything else, in my opinion. These two on soft tyres. Yep, you could tell that was going to happen. You could tell that was coming. You definitely could tell that was coming. He never looked settled. And this is what I was saying, that dry line is all important. Scotty never looked settled here. He left it too late. He started braking on the wet and yep, absolutely clobbered Auto. Never stood a chance. Yeah, that's on Scotty. He had got to be more aware than that. Never looked settled. Never got himself straight in a line to try and brake on the wet track. In a place where realistically he shouldn't have even been trying that move. You can't get it. You don't get away with that. You're not gonna. Ouch. That's always gonna be a mistake. That's one of those where you could see things coming from a mile away, but you know you aren't going to be able to stop it. Because once someone is committed to that move, they're not going to back out. And that's always going to end badly. Now, Astro's playing hard and fast with these curves here is not going to come back to bite him, realistically. Got away with it, Auto and Scotty there, and now Mortal's got himself involved as well. Everyone's so spread out in this field. Here comes Mortal. Hopefully not to do the same thing as what Scotty just did to Auto. He's got himself in front. He's on the dry line. Should be the 4GT's move to make. Scotty's done exceptionally well to keep his car on the outside. He's still there. We might be heading to the exact same place again. Mortal got a better straight line speed though, and make sure that he's on the white on that dry line when he broke, and he's got himself the move. Mortal was taking no chances there whatsoever. Anonymous still in second. Entirely sure what is happening between the two boys here. Oh, what on earth was that? Looked like Den's and CMP. CMP went too wide. Den's going onto the wet to try and stop, but he's come over too early. He's cut too early. Oh, he's clipped the front of CMP's car. Yeah, Den's knows it. Den's knows it as well. It does mean that now we have 2 lapped cars because Den's is trying to get himself off that line. And he goes straight into the side. Oh, he comes back onto the race. Oh, I know. Oh, Anonymous caught. Yeah. I'm not too surprised that it's caught Anonymous off guard. That means Polito is away, so unless Polito does anything stupid now, this is his game, set, and match. He'll take a double win out the first week of the season, which is about as good as he could have possibly have hoped for. That is absolutely incredible. Yeah, Anonymous getting caught out by Dens there. The Mazda boys have had a tragedy of a day here at Austria. Looks like Castro and Gilles are going to go at it for probably fourth at this point in this race as well. Well, Polito almost spun his car. Anonymous still going here. Someone's in the pits. No, correction, someone is not in the pits. What has happened to CMP? Not entirely sure what the plan is here, CMP. Oh, he's got too much curb. Too much curb. Yep, it's not going to work. And now he's got wet tyres, and now he's going to painfully slide in a circle. And now he's off the track, knowing that there's cars coming in front of him. And now he's got to get himself out of the way. Dens and Ethan go by, and CMP is now last. There's Jill, there's Astro, and it's just a bad day at the office here for CMP. Otto in 5th, Morton 6th, Scotty in 7th, Primecol 8th, Taz 9th, Higgsy 10th, Vassador 11th, with his extra stop, Tap in 12th, Dens in 13th, Ethan 14th, CMP is out again! Not entirely sure what he's done this time, too much grass there. Oh yeah, he just got too much curb on, on a wet track, and it's gonna that's gonna be painful. Yeah, that will do it. Well, look, 26 to 27 here. Everyone is very far away from each other. Not entirely sure there's gonna be very many moves left in this race. Might be one here. Might be one back a couple of places as well. Scotty's still trying to hang on to the back of Mortal. Here we go. See if Astro's got anything here against Gilles before they catch up to oncoming traffic. There's the two Mazda directly in front of him. Astro really likes these curbs for some reason. Someone has not told him that this is probably a bad idea. He's still hanging on to the back of Gilles with everything he's got. Gilles sliding, Astro sliding. So people still haven't caught on the fact that the curbs are still not usable. Continuing on here, on to lap 27 of 27. The final race of the first round of the final lap of the first race of the season. Forgotten how to English. Astro's got a bit too deep. Astro's got a little bit too deep there. That's a penalty for certain. Or it should have been. He might have saved it by sliding his car afterwards, actually. He didn't gain any time. Again, I guess the game was fine with him after his slide. Gilles is still in 3rd, still doing enough to hang on to the bottom step of the podium right now. Someone's facing the wrong way. It's CMP again. Polito coming around into turn 6 right now. We'll go back to him in a minute. Gilles still fighting for the podium as well right now. The two Mazdas are fighting for position of 14th and 13th in this race. Oh, Gilles, no! Oh, he just slid his car all the way off the track, and I'm not entirely sure why he'd even tried that. Oh, he just missed his braking point. He just missed his braking point. It's a sad drive into the grass there. Oh, and he's round. He's luckily managed to donut. I'm not entirely sure what has happened to Dens either. If we go round, Polito is... Yeah, Dens has had a bit of an issue. Dens went wide. We'll go and watch Polito just decided to take a little bit of curb for some reason. And he goes round to the final corner. And he is 2 for 2. Perfect week 1. Could not have gone much better for the Italian who wins both the sprint and the feature in Austria. Anonymous will get second. Astro will be gifted the bottom step of the podium by Gilles. And what is an incredible recovery drive from him. Gilles will get 4th, provided he doesn't do anything stupid here. He doesn't, so Gilles will come in 4th. Otto getting over the line in 5th. Mortal just about beaten out in the end. Primecall is up in 7th, which means Scotty has had a bit of a mare somewhere. Taz is behind as well. Primecall in 7th, Taz in 8th, Higsy is in 9th. Alexa's boys have not had a good day either. Asador in 10th. And Scotty must have had a bit of an issue on this final lap because he is round in, and he's going to come round in 11th. He's got barely any soft tyres left. And then Tap in 12th. Did not acclimatise much there at all. And then Ethan, Dens both been lapped, and then CMP over the line in 15th. And wow. That was one of the races of all time. That was carnage. That was absolute carnage. Let's have a look at what the standings look like after round 1 then. The standings after round 1 in Tier 2 read as follows. 42 for Polito, missing out on 1 point today with not having the fastest lap within the dry in the sprint. Then it's Auto on 26. So a 16-point lead off of week 1 for Polito as he takes that into Tokyo next week. And the M6 on 58 and the Genesis are on 46. So a 12-point lead in the Constructors' Championship for the M6 as well, which is about as good of a week as the M6 and Polito could have hoped for. Wow. With that being said, I'll see you guys not this time next week because I have to work on Tuesday, got exams on Monday instead. Might be next Saturday. Not entirely sure if I've got enough time for Tuesday or Wednesday, but we'll wait and see. With that being said, I will see you guys when it comes to round 2 in Tokyo. I'll see you guys in a bit.